Hi, it's Adam Hall with Peace of Mind Houses, and I wanted to talk to you for a minute about the type of buyer that you will be dealing with as you try to sell your house. And not every house is a good fit for an investor to purchase. So there's really two types of buyers that you'd be dealing with. So your types of buyers would be either a retail buyer or an investor. And the things that will affect whether or not you'll be able to sell to a retail buyer. So that's someone who's going to buy a home that they're going to live in and raise their kids in, kind of thing. Or an investor who's going to use it as an income business opportunity. And the two things that affect that are the dollar amount of the repairs that are needed. If there's not very many repairs, you can sell that house to a retail buyer. And then your time to sell. If you're in a real time crunch and you need to sell it immediately, you're probably going to have to sell it to an investor instead of a retail buyer. And a retail buyer will pay more for the house than what an investor would, but there's things that affect that, whether like the amount of repairs and the time, that it may be worth it to be able to sell it to an investor and take a lower price than if you're selling to a retail buyer. And the three different types of investors that you'd be dealing with, there are guys who are buying rental properties, guys who are rehabbing, and well, guys or girls, and then the same thing with the wholesaling. So a wholesale investor is someone who goes out and finds a property and then they turn around and sell it to another investor. So for example, I bought a property in Springville a little while ago that the investor had found a family who needed to sell the home. They had agreed to sell it to him for $104,000. Then he contacted me and I bought it from him for $107,000. So that $3,000 difference, that's where he made his money. Then as doing the rehab on the property, I fixed it up, we sold it and made some money on that. I don't remember how much it was exactly, but I bought my first rental back in 2003 and then started doing the rehabs, the flips, in 2009. And then at the end of 2016, December of 2016, was the first time that I did a wholesale. But those are the three different types of investors that you'd be dealing with. A guy that's wanting the house for a rental probably isn't going to want a lot to fix a lot of stuff. If you have a lot of repairs that are needing to be made, you're going to need to sell it to a rehab investor who can put the money into fixing it up, then turning around, and they'll eventually sell the property to a retail buyer. So retail is where it all ends up. If you've got the money to do the repairs and the time to wait for someone to get a mortgage, that will quite often be your best alternative. And if that is, I've got a couple of real estate agents that I can refer to you who will get you a pretty good deal on your listing commission. And if not, if your house has a lot of repairs, you need to close quickly, let me know and we can get an offer over to you. Thanks. Have a good day.